gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? Um, how is everybody doing? We're chilling on a damn Monday night. How's everybody doing, man? The freaking game tonight. I mean, I thought this game was a really good game. Well, probably the best game out of the four, right, between Oklahoma and Minnesota. And tonight, everybody showed up. You know, 'cause I said the key for Minnesota to win was to get Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards to show up, and then maybe for guys like Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren not to play as well in Minnesota. That happened in Game 3. If anything, even Shea Gilchrist Alexander didn't play that good. But tonight they all played. I mean, Shea Gilchrist Alexander had like freaking 41 points. He was a man amongst boys. And I think Chad Holmgren had like 20 points. They all had a really good game. But also I thought some of the role players from Minnesota show up tonight. Although Anthony Edwards was really slow, especially in that first half. I think he only took like 3 shots in that first half. I don't know what the hell Anthony Edwards was doing in that first half. Really horrendous performance by Anthony Edwards in that first half. But he did get a little bit more aggressive in that second half. Um, he ended up playing better, but I think we seen 3 games. Excuse me, we've seen 4 games. Oklahoma has won 3 of them. We all know Oklahoma's a better team. I think there's like a less than 10% chance when the team is up 3-1, they lose. So Oklahoma will be winning this most likely on Wednesday in Game 5 when they go back home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at it. James Williams tonight. See, 34 points tonight for Jalen Williams. I didn't. That cannot be happening, especially in Minnesota, man. 34. Chet Holmgren had 21. Like I said, Shea Alexander had 41. Um, I knew that if these guys were gonna play like this, it's not gonna work. That was something that it was happening in the Nuggets series. That when they were going to Denver mainly, Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren were not playing that good. And that happened in the first game on Game 3 on Saturday. But tonight I got to give huge kudos to both Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren because they showed up big time tonight, man. Both of them, Jalen Williams with 34 and Chet Holmgren with 31. I got to give them major kudos because I didn't think they have it in them on the road. Maybe it was the problem was in Denver because of the high altitude. They were struggling with that, but they were as bad as they were on Saturday. They were fantastic tonight in Game 4, man. Really, this was probably the game that what probably is going to make the Thunder advance to the finals. This game right here, instead of being 2-2, it is now a commanding 3-1 lead. Most likely, we'll be closing this out on Wednesday night. Pat yourself on the back if you're the OKC Thunder, and that's on the big dollar, not the little one. But huge games by James Williams, 34, Chet Holmgren, 21, obviously the big guy, Shea Gilchrist Alexander with 41 points. Holy free holies, man. I did not expect, especially Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren to play like this in Minnesota. Minnesota, like I said, very disappointed. Anthony Edwards only about 16 points. I don't know what happened to Anthony Edwards, man. I don't think you can be. I don't think you can be cheat. He's completely getting outplayed in this series by Shea Gilchrist Alexander. He's completely is. Outside maybe of Game 3 where he had 30 points and Shea Gilchrist only had about 15. Outside of that, Shea Gilchrist Alexander has been for sure the best player out of the two, man. Julius Randle, I don't know what the hell's happening to him. Jane McDaniels, he's trying to do everything he could. 22 points. He played good on defense. Same thing with Alexander Walker, 23 points. Dante DiVincenzo, 21 points. Shannon Jr., 9 points. Give him good up. The role players actually show up. The problem tonight was Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. They didn't play that good. Anthony Edwards with 16. Julius Randle once again with 5 points. This is now 2 times in this series we've seen Julius Randle had 5 points. What the fuck, Julius Randle? These are the fuck. Excuse me. These are the Western Conference Finals, and this is 2 times now. You completely have no been a show. Terrible by. I'm so disappointed in Julius Randle. I really am. Because I was thinking, oh man, maybe this trade between the Timberwolves and the Knicks is kind of even. They're both doing good, but I'm sorry, Karl Towns has completely. He's been balling out for the Knicks. Meanwhile, I don't know what the hell after having very good round versus the Lakers and very good round versus the Warriors. Julius Randle has fallen flat on his face here in the Western Conference versus the Thunder. He really has. I don't know if going up against guys like Isaiah Heinstein and Chet Holmgren is hurting him. I don't know what's going on, but terrible. Julius Randle has fallen off really bad in this series. Like Anthony Edwards, really slow start. I know they were kind of trapping Julius Randle. Somebody said that too on one of the TV shows. Watch him try to trap Anthony Edwards, and then that's gonna make it a lot harder. Imagine if the fucking Thunder coaching staff saw, oh, that's a good idea. Let's just trap Anthony Edwards. Nah, no way. They probably did it themselves. But yeah, man, it really sucks because Jalen McDaniels and Walker, Devinchenko, Shannon Jr. They all showed up. The role players did their thing, and the two stars, especially Julius Randle's, simply did not show up tonight. It really sucks, man. You know what's gonna happen is all these players, Shannon Sharp, McDaniels, Alexander Walker, they're most likely not gonna play like this in Oklahoma. They're most likely not. Especially you're not gonna get back-to-back games like this out of a guy like Shannon Jr. Man, it's just so disappointing, man, when your role players show up, but then your two stars don't show up, man. It really is. But Thunder are gonna win this puppy. The Thunder will win this series, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just very disappointed, and I cannot believe Jalen Williams 34, Chet Holmgren 21, and fucking Anthony Edwards 16. And Julius Randle 5. That's embarrassing, man. It really is. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say, man. I'm so low key embarrassed by and disappointed in Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. Mainly Julius Randle because this is the second time in this series he has 5 points. Like what the fudge, Julius Randle? You're supposed to be that boy, and. Anthony Edwards, he had back-to-back 30-point games. On game 1, he had 18 points, but he had an ankle injury, so he wasn't 100%. And then tonight, I thought he was the main focus on the Thunder defensively. But it's Julius Randle, man. I'm like, what the fudge, man? But I will say this about Anthony Edwards. He could have been a little bit more aggressive tonight. I think the Lakers did this once when they played. That's the game they won, actually. When you show him a different coverage on defense and you're mainly focused on him, it takes him a while to adjust. I think that happened to him with the Lakers. He said he was confused after the game, and then they made some adjustments and they were fine. I think it happened again tonight. They brought up a new defensive style, and it was mainly focused on not making him the scorer. It was making him forced to pass it, and it kind of made, especially in that first half, caught him off guard. And I think it's because he's still learning. He's still trying to figure out the league. That's one thing I will say. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a little bit older. Remember, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I think he's been in the league since 2018, 2019. He's been in the league a little bit longer. But damn, man, this is back-to-back years for Anthony Edwards. He's most likely going to lose in the West Finals. Really is, man. It sucks, but it is what it is. Thunder are going to win. They're the better team. We've seen them win 3 out of the 4 games. And that's the key for the Thunder. What better way to know tonight? Shai's going to show up. The question is, are Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren going to show up? And when they show up, they win. When they don't show up like the way they did in Game 3, they don't win. I think even on Saturday, if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander would have had a good game, I think they would have still lost because how bad Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren were on Game 3. But tonight they were flawless. And that's all I have to say, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank everybody tonight for watching this. We will be back tomorrow with the BAM streaming. I will expect people to be a little bit more macho tomorrow night. I don't want to be talking about taking a suntan or stuff like that, guys. I need the chat to be a little bit more manly tomorrow night. I thought last night I was so disappointed about people were promoting suntanning on my show. I'm not into the suntanning business. I'm into the sports and wrestling business. So tomorrow night, I expect everybody to look themselves in the mirror and have a better outing. I think the last 2 streams we have not been that good. I've been a little bit embarrassed. We need to play better tomorrow. We need to be better tomorrow night on the stream. We need to stay on topic. and we need to stop talking about some banning and all that other stuff you guys were talking about going fit. Like I don't know, you guys were talking about like what was it, like something about fishing. I don't know, but we need a better stream tomorrow, guys. We need to get back to our bread and butter, which is sports. Highlight your boy. Highlight, highlight, highlight.